Hey everyone, this is James Pelton, and get ready for Christmas here. And I have not done a live in a little bit. Really excited to hop back on live and see the community. Bit Kitty, good to see you. Thank you for being such a supporter over the year. You might be my #1 supporter, Bit Kitty. I appreciate you very much. But we are here to talk with Steve, and Steve is a brother in the Lord, so I was really excited to bring him on. And we're going to talk about Veltrixa. Is that how you pronounce it? You never quite know online, but Veltrixa, is that right?
That is correct.
Veltrixa. Okay, Veltrixa. We're going to dive into Veltrixa a little bit. We're going to see, what is this? Is this something that is good for us to be looking at? Is this something that we should be considering putting money into? As always, nothing I say is financial advice. Please, this is just for you to learn. And I kind of approach this as if I'm a potential investor myself, or I'm a potential person wanting to get involved. And it's like, what do I want to know before I hop into something like this? Go ahead and say hello if you're in the chat. Again, it's been a while. We got Fire Lions, good to see you. And we got a bunch of people on Twitter. Twitter's actually been my #1 streaming platform recently. So hello if you're on Twitter. If you want to join the chat, come over to YouTube. Okay, that's where the all the action happens. But Steve, let's go ahead and start with just a short introduction. Who is Steve, and what got you to where you're at right now?
Oh man. Well, first and foremost, I'm a follower of Christ.
Amen.
I moved to the Netherlands about 18 years ago. I married a Dutch woman who's also a believer in the Lord. She makes television, and I had a radical encounter actually with Jesus Christ back in 2001, where I was instantly delivered and set free from drug addiction, alcoholism. I was an associate of the mafia in New Jersey, and I was instantly set free. I had this encounter with Jesus Christ back in 2001, July 11th, and I just started following Christ. I connected with this pastor who was also a financial advisor on Wall Street, and he raised me up in the Lord, and he baptized me, got me married, and dedicated all my children. And I've always been in two worlds. I love the Lord. I love evangelizing. I love talking about Jesus. I love telling people about the truth about Jesus Christ. But I love business. I have this passion. Like, my mind is constantly thinking of how to make money. If you have an idea, I have a gift to make it happen. And so I love creating businesses that help people, but mostly that fun kingdom. One of the things that my pastor taught me was, wouldn't it be cool if you had money that always came in every month and you can go anywhere you want and preach the gospel? So I've traveled all over the world. I preach the gospel of Jesus Christ. I have a ministry here in the Netherlands. I'm calling 45 minutes north of Amsterdam right now. We have a ministry called 33, where we minister to 3 universities, 150,000 people. And over the last few years, I've started and sold, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 different companies. I have 3 other companies running right now. But in 2019, I really, after trading in crypto for about 3-4 years, and I was a professional trader since 2011, I taught myself. I got into crypto really heavily in 2019, and I felt like a leading from God that I want you to start teaching the body of Christ about this thing that's not going away, and everyone's afraid of. Most people thought Bitcoin was from the devil, right? And then you throw in AI, and I just saw it as a way of funding kingdom. I saw it as a revolution in us expanding the kingdom. And that's kind of how I got here. And over the years, I've been part of many token launches, coin launches. I've been a consultant in the back end for a lot of AI and token technology. Oh, cool. I see Najam, but from he's from Pakistan, actually. Cool. That's a missionary that we fund using Veltrixa. So I don't know. That was a long way of answering your question.
Yeah. No, it sounds like we should have probably connected sooner than now, because you're pretty much just telling my exact same story. But yeah, get into crypto, and a lot of people are like afraid of the new technology, but it's like, well, hey, we as Christians, we got to take this stuff and figure out how to use it and use it for God's glory. And like, how can we use this in a positive way? A lot of people are going to use it in negative ways. We've seen, rug pulls, and we've seen scams, and we've seen that type of stuff. And same with AI, but we want to use it as Christians. How can we use it for good?
Yeah, but that's my driving, motivating factor is in 2020, I got scammed of it could be as much as $250,000 and it's all said and done. But there was a whole bunch of Christians that got scammed too. And that was so brutal. It was so horrible, that rug pull, that feeling, that emptiness. And I just never wanted anyone to experience it again. And really, that's what really gave me the fire for my mission, was to go and start vetting all these crypto platforms, because there's a lot of scams out there, a lot of scams, but there's a lot of good stuff out there too. And knowing which is legit and which isn't has taken me many years to figure out.
Yeah.
But there's some telltale signs of what is legitimate and what isn't. So I agree, but that doesn't mean we should run away from it, right?
Yep.
Nuclear power has the power to create enormous amounts of energy safely, but it can also destroy the entire world if used for nefarious purposes. And crypto's the same.
Yep, very good analogy. Cree Dog, good to see you as well. Big Kitty says, I can relate. I've been sober for 15 years now herself. So praise God. Praise God. He works. He works in people. Well, let's jump over to Veltrixa and let's hear a little bit about what this is. So if you're talking to, let's pretend some of the audience, I have a lot of crypto audience, I have a lot of AI audience, and they might not know a lot about each other. So if you're talking to like a non-crypto person maybe, and they ask, hey, what do you do? What is Veltrixa? What's kind of the elevator pitch for getting across quickly what it is that you do?
Well, I ask what they get, what percentage do they have savings? Do they have a CD? Do they have a mutual fund? What's their retirement package look like? And I ask them, how much did you make last year? And everyone always says, it's never, I did great. Woo! The bank paid me out 30 points last year. Never. How's your mutual fund doing? Oh, it's in the toilet. What's your financial advisor say? He doesn't even call me anymore, right? So I say, well, wouldn't it be cool if we could take money that's just sitting in your savings and just move it over to a crypto type of bank and allow professionals to trade it for you? And imagine that these professionals trade and they get anywhere between 10 and 16% per month. And they're like, that's cool, but that's impossible. And I say, yeah, in your world, it's impossible. Now, what I'm going to say in the crypto space, that's a normal day at the office, right? This is a normal day at the office. And I'm a technical analyst, right? And so anyway, that's the elevator pitch, is what are you getting from your bank nowadays? And it's nothing. And then the other thing is, well, try to move money from your bank to somewhere else. Like I have a woman, Marilyn Monahan, who's a ministry in Haiti. And the nightmare she goes through, Haiti's in the civil war, whether you know that or not. And she needs to get money to people on a daily, right? And she has to wait for the bank to open up. Then there's certain hours they can wire the money. Then it takes 5 days. Then there's a wire fee. Then there's a handling fee. Then there's a conversion, right? A fiat conversion fee. And then it takes 5 days to get there. But then it goes to another bank, right? So that bank takes a fee and a conversion fee and a handling fee. Oh, and the person receiving the money, they have to have an account there, and they have to have some sort of ID, like a birth certificate, which, believe it or not, friends, outside the United States, isn't that common, right? And there's billions of people who don't have bank accounts. So this allows us to send money instantly. What do I mean by instantly? Like in seconds. I could show you today how fast it gets to people. And they can use it right away. They can use a debit card. They can use their phone. What's amazing is a lot of people in these up and coming countries don't have running water, but man, they got a smartphone. They got a smartphone, and that's all you need. So that's kind of it. Veltrixa is an AI trading platform. It's a crypto trading platform. And what does that mean? Right? We're putting crypto and AI together, two of like terrible words in Christendom, right? Don't be afraid. Crypto, for me, when I first saw, I don't know when you saw Bitcoin, but I remember when I first saw the white paper on Bitcoin, seeing how easy it was. It was peer-to-peer, no banks, no middlemen, and you could send it to whoever you wanted instantly. I said, oh, that's great. Too bad it's never going to happen. It's like too good to be true. Here we are almost 20 years later, right? 17 years later, and it's stronger than ever. So imagine taking whatever money you have in the bank, and instead of having it in savings where you're getting a negative return when you count in inflation and how the dollar is performing, imagine putting it into an account that is giving you 10 to 16% every single month. And that is normal. And here's the thing, like there are financial instruments out there that the common person just doesn't have access to, right? So the financial instruments that a Goldman Sachs, a Merrill Lynch has at their disposal is hundreds of millions of dollars, taking enormous amounts of power, and you don't have access to that. What Veltrixa does is, and this is what I love about the ownership, is they said, what if we took that same financial vehicle that's available only to the super rich and made it available to the common person? And that's what they've done here. I'm rambling. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's amazing. I love it. I can tell you're passionate about it, and that's what you like to see is somebody passionate about it. So amazing. So it's doing some AI trading. Can you talk a little bit about the history? Like, how long has this been going? Is it pretty new? Has it been doing this for a while, or what's kind of the history of Veltrixa? How did it? Was it hard getting started, and kind of where are you at in the roadmap right now?
Okay, so Veltrixa itself is a new platform, relatively new in the crypto space. The technology behind it has been around since 2012. And the technology that's powering it is called Endotech. Endotech is an Israeli AI tech firm. And in 2012, they started with AI, making AI algorithms, bots that traded for large institutions like a Goldman Sachs, Merrill Lynch, Pinnacle Financial, these type of guys. And it was very, very expensive, right? So back in 2020, I had an idea, right? I said, because of me, the consulting jobs that I had in the industry in crypto, I was around a lot of investment bankers, a lot of C-level suite executives from banks and hedge funds. And I remember being in this meeting in Amsterdam, in this boardroom with all these people, and they were going around talking about how their year was. And these guys, the lowest number I heard was like 120% per year. These are bankers, hedge fund managers. And I thought, that's insane. And it turns out that this technology that Endotech created, you can have access to, but you need money, right? It costs $250,000 to get started. Plus, you need another $250,000 of capital. Then you have to get an institutional account through Kraken. So the common person, the guy next door, come on, Firelion uses Veltrixa. So 5 years ago, Endotech came to me to Amsterdam. They flew out. I had an idea for a project. I wanted to fund missionaries, right? I wanted to create a hedge fund where everyone puts money in. And so imagine taking an offering one time and allowing it to be used for 5 or 6 years. That was the idea. And Endotech flew over and they showed me the technology. Back then, they were doing 20, 30% per month. That was in 2020. We did a little project together, and I kind of moved on to other projects. I was doing a Bible app. I was doing another token. I was just really excited. I was thinking about tokenizing olive trees and farms to fund stuff. So I went into other projects. Then fast forward to July of this past July, I have a group of about 40 Christians in the Netherlands that I teach how to trade crypto. I was teaching technical analysis, when to come in, Fibonacci, and all that stuff. The youngest was 17 years old. The oldest was 70. And I get a call from my friend at Endotech, Amir. He's one of the executives there. And he says, Steve, you got to get on a call with me. I've been in Dubai for 3 months working on a monster project. And I would love for you to take a look at it, knowing my experience in the industry. So that was a Friday. Saturday was Shabbat in Israel. So Sunday we get on a Zoom call. And for 6 days, we talked about Veltrixa, and we talked about how we are bringing this institutional grade AI trading algorithm and agent to the common person. He's like, it's that dream you had 5 years ago, but it's real now. And so I decided to test it for a week back in July. And then after testing it and giving my input, I've been using Veltrixa since August. Yes, Jiva, awesome. That's a Canadian. So about a week into testing and giving my advice, kind of just saying, well, I like this, I don't like this. Where's this? Where's the smart contracts? I can't see. I was trying to get proof, right? Endotech contacted me and said the ownership would love to see if you're interested in speaking with them. So I got on a Zoom call with the ownership out of Dubai for Veltrixa, telling them my opinion, what was working, what looked good, what didn't look good, what I needed to see if I wanted to really trust this. And the next thing I know, they flew me out to Dubai and said, come on over. Let us show you everything. Because I was asking really hard questions. Where's your liquidity? What banks you're using? Show me the trades. Show me the transaction IDs. I want to see the proof, right? So they flew me out to Dubai, and I met with them over a couple of days, and they answered every single one of my questions. And there was no question I asked that was too hard. They opened up everything to me. And it's the first time consulting or working with a company where I met the owners. Usually when I meet owners, they'll promise me like, well, we're going to give you Mars and maybe we get to the moon, right? Maybe we get out of our atmosphere. This guy promised me the moon and delivered the sun. Like it was so beyond. And his vision, he's not a Christian, but his vision was mine. He came out of he comes out of Delhi, poor kid in a family, got a PhD in blockchain technology, and he wants to help everyone come out of poverty. I'm like, dude, I'm in. And so that was back in September, and it's been going really, really well. They're improving. The technology is getting stronger. It's not a common bot, right? So it's not like a bot that you would see on Binance or MEXC. This is an AI agent, and the difference is an AI bot runs on rails like a train would on two rails, and it has a certain set of directions. If this, then that. So it's semi-intelligent. An AI agent is actually thinking for itself. It's saying, well, what if I do this? And what if I do that? And what if I do this? And then it calculates the probabilities of what if, not a set, do this and do that. It's, well, what if I do this? And not only that, but this AI agent is improving itself over and over and over itself. So,
and Steve, can I stop you there for 1 second?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is something that I've been looking a lot into recently, and you're right. We're at the infancy. I mean, trading is going to be all AI here before too long. It takes it a little while to catch up, but these AI agents are going to start taking over. I mean, it's going to change the way that trading is done. So I can confirm this. I've been looking a lot into this recently. So I mean, it's where we're going for sure.
Well, if you look a year ago at the bots that you had access to, they were garbage. Now, there's no reason. I don't train people how to do technical analysis. I don't train people how to trade because it's pointless. This AI agent will be better than me in a second, right? It knows everything instantly. So I will never be as good as a professional AI agent. There's no professional trader that can out-trade an AI agent now. Now imagine what's going to happen a year from now.
Yeah.
It's only getting better. And here's the honest truth. Having been in this space, what I've seen is when a lot of people start getting excited about and start making money, when the window shuts down. So you notice when everyone got excited about Bitcoin 2018, 2019, there was a real chokehold that came in and people had trouble taking money out of the banks, moving it to exchanges. Whereas before that, it was a free-for-all. So I think there's a window where we can come in. I think between the next 2 and 5 years is a sweet spot coming into this. And the truth is, there's a lot of companies like Veltrixa that tried to do this and just failed miserably. And these guys are doing it. These guys are doing it. I know the ownership. I've seen the liquidity. I would love to go over the security protocols that they've gone through and everything that they've accomplished.
Love it. Yeah. And we got some questions from the audience. We'll bring a few of these up here. First off, Scott, good to see you, brother. Yeah, I haven't been live for a bit, but it's good to be back and just kind of interact with you guys. I have another live tomorrow, so I haven't done it for a while. Then I got 1 and 2 days trying to get in before Christmas. So love that. Thanks for being here, Scott. And then Quarter Mile, which I love Quarter Mile. He always is asking the tough questions. So, but he says, I'm guessing we have to offer full custody. And it's not to you, it's not to this guy, it's to Veltrixa. Or is there an option to retain custody ourselves on a DEX and use the algos ourselves? Thank you. So he's asking about custody. Do you have to send that over, or can you run these bots yourself?
No, very good question. So I actually have another company that's coming out in January that offer that you retain full custody. In this case, the custody is taken care of with Veltrixa. It's run through Binance. And there's several reasons for that. There's 2 different types of models, right? You can have self-custody or you can have them do it. Self-custody, updating the API keys all the time on Binance, OKX becomes problematic sometimes. A lot of times there's all these new updates. I remember with Kraken, with Endotech, Kraken would have a new regulatory rule, and then Endotech wouldn't catch up to it, so my APIs would disconnect. Giving them full custody allows them to manage that for us. But I do agree. You know, the best way is to have custody ourselves in a DX, for sure. Having said that, I haven't seen any AI agents up until now that offer custody yourself on a DEX that offer these type of returns. So you are giving up custody for them to trade. And the only reason I would even recommend something like a Veltrixa or actually I wouldn't. You have to pray about everything, but the only reason I really have a lot of trust is I know the owners and I've seen everything in the back end. So I've seen the liquidity, I've seen the trades on Veltrixa itself. They show you all the trades. Everything's got a transaction ID, so you could track everything.
Okay, great. Yeah, and a majority of people probably don't want to keep custody. Like most people are just looking to put money in somewhere, and then like I don't want to mess with it anymore. But yeah, Quarter Mile, you're right. Like if you're wanting to get into AI agents and the tech side of things and really dive into that, that might be something that you want to do separately. So yeah, great question. Or with Steve's new company has coming out where you keep custody, that might be.
I mean, look, you can go Endotech. You can go to Endotech directly, right? You don't have to go through Veltrixa. You can go to Endotech directly, and you can connect directly to your account, and you have full custody. But you're going to pay 30 points on all your profits coming out, plus you're paying 5 points coming in, and you need a minimum of 250,000 to start. So again, there's a payoff, right, for everything. But ideally, it would be great to have custody and run your own API and trading agents.
Okay, yeah, great question. And that was actually another question someone had on Twitter. Was they asked why not go to Endotech directly? So you kind of answered that there. Do you want to talk any more about that? Like, what does Veltrixa get you that you couldn't get just going straight to Endotech?
Oh, a lot. So having gone straight through Endotech, and I love Endotech. I know those guys really well. They've been friends for, like I said, since 2020. Coming into Endotech, you're going to need a certain amount of capital to start. Right? Back when I was there, it was, I think, 250,000. A couple of years ago, it was 125,000. The average person in India, Iran, Peru doesn't have 250 they're sitting on to put that in. Second thing is you're going to have to get an institutional grade exchange account, which is a whole different thing. So like with Endotech, I had to go through Kraken. I had to get an institutional grade wallet address, which means you have to go through the Kraken vetting process. That's a whole nother rigmarole that you have to go through. So the benefit of going with Veltrixa is you don't have to come up with all this money. You don't have to install the API key, and you don't have to get the institutional grade account in Kraken or Binance. And you got to get approved for that, by the way, right? They're going to want to know, well, how much do you know about trading? What do you know about before they give you an institutional account? They're not just giving it away to everybody. You have to prove to them that you know what you're talking about. So it's a whole different set of hurdles you got to jump. So Veltrixa makes it very, very easy to come in for a couple $100. You need $100 to access the AI agent, and you can start with $100. Now, if you go straight to Endotech, you need $125K plus an institutional grade account that you got to connect. So for me, for like people who are into the tech side, go ahead, get the institutional account, connect directly to Endotech. You're going to pay 30 points coming out, 5 points coming in. So whatever capital you have coming in, taking 5 points out this, and that's not even including the setup. So the other part about Veltrixa is, this is what I love about it, is I think about my missionaries. I think about the people in Peru. I think about the people that we have in India. I think about the people in Sri Lanka. And these people, they have an affiliate program there. They can get a percentage. So people can start with a couple $100. They invite their church, they invite their friends, and it builds. And it's pretty simple, it's easy, and it doesn't take a lot of capital and a lot of tech knowledge to get started.
Okay. Yep. Good answer. So Veltrixa, kind of the in-between that makes it easier for just average Joe Schmoes like you and me to get access to these things. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, think about your average person that's going to church. Like, they don't want to know how do I get a crack an institutional account? All they know is they want to be good stewards with their money. They want to make a donation, and they want to make sure it goes a long way, right? So I love it for people who are non-techie, who have some money. They want to be good stewards. They don't know what to do with it. They're not getting good returns anywhere else. This is a very easy way to start.
Okay, awesome. And then Quarter Mile, I don't know how much you're able to talk about, or how much you want to talk about the actual like bots themselves, but he's asking for the sources of sentiment. So like, do you want to talk at all about how these bots work? Maybe we could do some education on that. Like, is it looking at trends and TA and social media, or what's kind of the driving force behind these AI agents?
It's all of the above, right? So you know what the biggest problem for AI agents right now that are trading is power. There are some AI agents that require the power of a small city to run. Like, that's no joke, man. So they're taking input from everywhere. It's not just TA, right? It's news. They're watching money flow. So as a technical analyst, I'm always looking for money flow. Where's the money? Where are people putting shorts? Where are people putting longs? They're collecting all this information, thousands of inputs, and they're making sense of it. They're finding patterns in that instantly, which no trader can do, right? It's impossible. So they're taking all this, and the other thing is they're making these. What's very interesting is the processing speeds of transactions has really skyrocketed. So Monad just came out a couple of months ago. They're doing 700,000 transactions per second. When Bitcoin came out back in 2008, it was doing 7 transactions per second. 700,000. So that means they're doing all these super hyper little trades. So by the time I click my mouse, they've done 2 or 3 different trades, and it's able to get executed now with this AI. So the information is coming from all over the place. It is coming from money flow, exit flow. It's coming from news. It's coming from a lot of different sources.
Okay. Yep. That's what I assume. I mean, that's where it's going, is eventually these AI agents are going to get everything. I mean, they're going to get they're going to go scour, because they're not pre-programmed. It's hard to understand with these AI agents too, is they're not pre-programmed. It used to be you had to design a bot and that's what it was. But that's not how these AI agents work, is they're going out and they're learning and they're finding more things and they're getting better.
Oh yeah, and you have quantum computing on the horizon. So you have AI agents with quantum computing, like they can see 100 moves ahead. And we're just at the beginning of all this, right?
Yep, absolutely, definitely in the infancy. And you're right, power is a huge hurdle right now, but even that they're getting better at. They're able to get the processing power down on these, and we're going to see some huge leaps and bounds in AI agents once they're able to keep getting that power situation figured out. It's going to make them a lot cheaper too.
Oh, absolutely. Let me give you my perspective as a technical analyst trader, right? So no matter what anyone tells you, as a technical analyst, whether the market goes up or down, we make money, right? But I will tell you, from a human being standpoint, the bear market is much harder to trade. And with all these institutions that are in Bitcoin right now, there is gross manipulation. So what I'm telling you is the charts I see, sometimes the move does the opposite. And it doesn't make any sense. And that is really toward manipulation. So as a trader, I'm not stressing out. I'm not constantly glued to the charts. Like I'm a father, right? I want to be a husband. I want to be a dad. I don't want to be glued to the charts, because being glued to the charts 7 days a week, I turn into this nasty guy. I don't become this loving father who's attentive to my kids and my wife. I'm constantly looking at the charts, and the stress levels through the roof. And I got to sleep, and I got to eat, and I have bad days. I'm cranky, that I'm not cranky. Like AI agents have none of that. None of that. None of that is there. And I like this. I like Veltrixa. They've been able to accomplish something no other platform like this has been able to accomplish, which is to get the security done and get on Binance and Dex Screener, Certik, GoPlus, CoinMarketCap, all green boxes. That to me, if you haven't met the owners like I have, then that for me that checks a big box. That checks a big box.
Yep, absolutely. And Court Miles want to know which AI engine is being used. So I don't know how much you can talk about that, or what's kind of down there in the guts when you get in there. Is it some of the open source stuff, or how much can you tell us about that?
Not much, because I'm not told much about it. That's proprietary by Endotech. Everybody wants to look. Listen, people kill each other over everybody's algo. These guys are not going to let that go. I will say they're out of Israel. They are the highest level of technology possible. Like it's beyond. It's beyond. They're no joke. They take it very, very seriously. They take security very seriously. Understanding how the algos work and how they're combining everything. It's not just one AI engine. It's multiple. It's a combination. That's beyond my pay grade.
Okay, yeah, and most of these AI agents are using a combination of all of these, so they don't even just use one. They're incorporating a lot of different things.
Of course. Yeah, yep. Because each AI engine is skewed. There's always some type of leaning toward on whoever created the AI engine, right? So it's you got to take all of them in. And quantum computing is going to make this possible. Like you'll be able to scrape information, all the information on the planet within a second. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Quarter Mile's asking again. He's our due diligence guy, so he's always checking on things. He's asking if it's possible to see the back tests and some of the trades and things like that.
Sure. You want me to share my screen?
Yeah. If you're able to, it might ask you Chrome. If you haven't done it before, I'll probably ask you to give it permission. But yeah. By the way, Steve, I like having you on here. Sometimes my guests, I have to kind of drive, the energy and things like that, but not with you. I can probably hop off and my audience just listen to you for a while and they'd probably be fine with that.
I love this. Here's my back end. So these are all the trades that are happening right now. So you see these micro trades, they are all pooled together, and based on the amount of capital that I have, I get a fractional percentage. So the way it works is, to get into this AI trading, you need a key. It's kind of like I talk about, like it's kind of like, by the way, you can see my screen, right?
Yep, I got it up here.
Great. So these are all the trades they're making, and you can see they're micro trades. They happen really, really fast. The way it works is, in order to get in, you got to pay a cover, right? You got to pay a fee to get into the bar. You got to pay a fee to get into the dance, right? So you get access through these neural access levels, and it starts at $100, and you use felt tokens. So felt, VELT, is the key that opens everything up. And you can see it here on CoinMarketCap if you ever go there. But you access these engines. You can access one for $250, one for $1,000, $250. This is all felt tokens. Then you put in USDT, and here are my active signals. So let's take a look at this one. So this shows what I've invested, what I got this week, the success rate. I can go into my signal logs back here. It shows all the trading signals, all the trades it's taking. It gets paid out once a week. You can take money out whenever you want. Let's see. So you use felt token to get in, and once you're in, you put in the USDT. So
Okay. Very cool. Good answer. And thanks, Quarter Mile, for the questions. All right. Let's see. Thank you, audience. If you guys have any more questions, please. I want to get everything out there. So somebody asked in the audience. They asked what happened to war bots, and I was going to just ignore it because that doesn't really have anything to do with what we're talking about. But let's address it. So we, as a kind of a community, we had given some money to basically a guy who was going to do trading for us. And then it's unclear what happened on the other side, but someone took money from someone somewhere and ended up with there's no money left anymore. What do you, people who are nervous about something like this, you know, they're like, I can't give my money to anybody. How's that not going to happen again? What do you kind of say to, what do you say to somebody that's been through something like that?
Well, one, I understand. I've been through it myself. Right. I had an enormous amount of money taken from me. And these were all Christian people. They came to me and said, it's good, it's good, it's good. But I was young, naive. So the first thing I would say is don't do it because it looks good and James and Steve are telling you to do it. What you should do is prayerfully bring this before God with your spouse, if you have a spouse, and have peace. Right. So if you're nervous, don't do it. If you're like, oh, I'm afraid I got ripped off, don't do it. Like, you just don't do it. Like, it's not worth taking your piece. So that's the first thing. Two, go seek God, right? Like, Lord, what do you want? It's your money anyway, God. Where do you want me to put it, right? So for me, I think the reason I've done so well in business and in trading is because God knows it comes in one hand and it goes out the other. Like, for me, it's like, what do you want me to do with the money? Right? I'm not in it for a Rolex I'm in it to make a difference, right? I want a legacy. I want people to look back and say, that guy changed my whole family's life. That guy changed everything about my life. And so I would say there's lots of scams out there. Make sure you have peace. Make sure everything I'm saying you can verify. Do your own due diligence. Now, I don't know if you're going to share the link, but in one of the links I gave you where they can get more information about Veltrixa, they can book a Zoom call with me, and I'll answer every single question. So don't do it because it sounds great. Don't do it because you have FOMO. Oh, no, I'm going to miss out. Like, don't do it because of greed. Do it because you feel God telling you to do it. Like, for me, this is what always gets me is as someone who supports a mission. Let me give you a real example. I have missionaries in Peru. It costs them $400 a month to live, USD, right, for two people. Once a year, they come back to America and they do the whole church tour thing for a couple months, and they gather $5,000, and then they take $400 every month and they survive in Peru. Veltrixa for me is this. Imagine them coming, getting a $5,000 offering, and every month they're getting $500 from Veltrixa. That one offering just lasts and goes and goes. So a 5,000 offering lasts the following year and the following year and the following year. That's a whole new way of doing missions. And that's a rabbit trail. But the reality is, do your due diligence. Go on CoinMarketCap. Go on Certik. Find out about Veltrixa, right? And pray, right? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how good the investment is. If God says not to do it, you don't. And if he says to do it, then you do, full stop. Right. And if you want to learn how to hear the voice of God, I can help with that as well. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. And the same principles, like don't risk more than you can afford to lose. There's still risk. Like you just don't know what's going to happen in life. So don't go take out all your social security and hey, let's throw this in Veltrixa. Start small and then you can kind of use what you make from that to grow it.
Absolutely. Take your time, no rush, test it out. You got to be able to say, well, if I lose this, it's okay. But test it and take your time, right? That's the one thing I'll say about scams. If you feel pressured, if they're telling you got to do it now because you're going to get this offer, there's always another offer. Like if you feel pressured anyway, if you feel slimy in any way, just get away from it. It doesn't matter how good the offer is, right? And it's not for everybody. Yeah, and Gee, if you're married, make sure you're both. He has a marriage counseling course. That's why I agree. Your spouse, listen, you don't want to make investments without your spouse knowing. And the common argument I get, yeah, but they're always holding me back. I'm like, I don't know about holding you back. I think there's something. It's important to do it together. You don't want to do it in secret. That just creates problems, division. And for me, if you're a follower of Christ, then I would say, what is this for? Why do you want to make this money, right? And for me is I just want to help as many people as possible. I really do. Like I'm not in it for a Rolex or a Ferrari and all that. I'm not. I am in it for eternity, right? I want to make a difference for the kingdom of God. I think that also plays a factor in it. If you're thinking about getting rich quick, no. If you think this is going to solve all your financial problems, no. If you have financial problems, it's probably a bigger issue, right, than opportunities.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello from Hong Kong. Good to see you. Thanks for hopping on. And a verse that I wish I had heeded more during the crypto runs that we had in 2021, 2022, and such. But Proverbs 13:11 says, "Wealth obtained hastily dwindles, but whoever gathers little by little will increase it." And I think we get caught up. We see returns, and we're like, "Oh, okay, this is my ticket to quit my job and to get out of everything." And so we think that there's going to just be this easy, get rich quick type thing, and we kind of lose caution, and we lose principles, and we lose praying and those types of things.
Oh. I train, or I was training people how to trade, and I train Christians. And the first thing I talk about is greed. And Christians are like, well, I'm not greedy. You have no idea what happens. You want to find out what's in your heart? Start trading leveraged, right? Leverage some trades, get in there and see how you start acting. So a big thing I would tell people, no matter what you're doing in crypto, have peace. And if you have a question, you're like, well, you know what? It's not really answered. I don't feel really good about the answer they gave me. Then stay away from it. There's always another opportunity. I promise you. There's always another opportunity. This one happens to be really good. I hope you participate. If not, no big deal, right? No problem, But it is really good for you to know that there is stuff like this out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And we got a whole bunch of audience questions here, so we'll fight through them. I don't know if Steve, you have to go at any time, but
whatever you got.
Bring up what people have. But what exchanges are being used?
Binance, PancakeSwap, OKX, Gate.io, and then of course all the DEX like MetaMask, Trust Wallet, Exodus. MEXC is coming in January. BingX has it also. So it's one of the biggest ones, which for me is what matters.
Okay, very good. And then Scott wants to know, why use a token to get in instead of just taking fiat?
Oh, good question, because that's interesting. There's several reasons. One is you create kind of like this club, this family atmosphere. That's the whole purpose of having tokens. Like Mike, do you have any children, by the way, James?
I do. I've got 3 kids.
All right, so my kids play Fortnite, right? And so in this game Fortnite, I learned how to play Fortnite. I'm 52, but I learned how to play Fortnite because I realized if I want to have a serious conversation about anything with my kids, I got to do it while I'm playing games with them, right? So in Fortnite, you play this game and you collect these things called V-Bucks, which is a currency, right? And that currency you can use to get skins. And what it does is it creates loyalty, it creates return customers, kind of like airline miles. So why would you use it? Well, you're using out airline miles. Why not just use dollars? Well, if you use United Airline miles, I could buy a stereo, I could buy food, I could buy suits, I could upgrade travel. But there's this loyalty, there's this community. I'm part of this group. Just like, why not use euros in America? Because we use dollars. And why not use dollars here? Because we use euros, right? It's our community. So there's a lot of reasons for that. And primarily because fiat is just problematic to send back and forth. It is just hard, man. I will tell you right now, trying to send money to Iran, trying to send money to Haiti, trying to send money to Ethiopia, never going to happen with an American bank. So tokens, crypto, it goes a lot faster. Having your own crypto creates a loyalty. It creates, again, like air miles, right? You're part of this club and you get to access exclusive things only with this token. So that's the main reason for it.
Yeah, my kids all got each other. Well, I guess I have to say it quietly because they're out there, but they all got each other Robux from.
Oh yeah, well, of course, Roblox too. Yeah,
yep. That's what they all got each other Robux gift cards for Christmas. So
yeah, and that's the same thing. It's like this inner circle, this tight community. Like we can have James tokens, right?
We could. We're not
could,
going
right?
to. Don't let scammers get you. We're not. There's no James tokens.
No, but you can offer special things like special coaching programs or special whatever if they have these tokens.
Yep, absolutely. And then that kind of goes along with this question. So where is the platform regulated? What law enforcement entities would be at play if things went south? And this is kind of related because part of the reason, regulation is a double, it's bittersweet in a lot of ways because like you mentioned, it's hard to send fiat back and forth between countries because it's so heavily regulated. So if someone steals money, it's a lot easier to track them down because it's regulated so heavily. Crypto, it's easier to send but harder to regulate. So what's kind of how would you answer this question?
It regulated in Dubai. I would assume most of your audience is coming from the United States.
Yeah.
The United States is brutal. It is brutal. The control that they have on money is actually ridiculous. I have a notorious past, right? So I worked for back in the day, I worked for an organization that laundered enormous amounts of money, and I will tell you, when the government says they want to track every expenditure over $600 in your bank because of money laundering, there's nobody laundering money for $600. 600 grand, yes. 600, no. That is all about control. It is about. So the regulation, American regulation, is really about control. It's really very tight. So the regulation is coming out of Dubai. Having been in Dubai, I have dual citizenship. I'm an American and I'm Dutch. But being in Dubai, it was the only city in the world where I felt like I could walk around with $1 million around my neck and no one was going to do anything to me.
Yeah.
Nothing. So Dubai is really fair. They're very open to it. They're building a whole crypto building there. They don't play around, man. They don't like thieves. They don't like scammers. So regulation is coming out of Dubai. I like that. I think there's a lot more freedom. At the end of the day, decentralized. It comes down to trust, right? Which is why I'm saying pray, right? It comes down to trust, and it comes down to knowing that the people are going to do the right thing. The other thing is this decentralized. They have a DAO system. So at this point, if you look on PancakeSwap, 99% liquidity is showing on PancakeSwap for Felt. This is a completely decentralized system. So if you look at CoinMarketCap, if you look at Certik and all the security protocols that they've passed, There's no one person that can just pull the money and walk away with it. It's impossible. It doesn't work that way.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. Good answer. But as always, you want to be cautious. And we found, most of these types of things, if something does go south, even if you're able to get authorities involved in it, sometimes they can get the people in charge, but it's very rare for you to get money back. So you're right. It's more about trust. And even in banks, when banks are corrupt and things go awry, like the 2008 financial that epidemic that happened, there was a lot of banks that did a lot of shady things and nobody got their money back.
Nobody went to jail. Nobody went to jail. How about that? No one went to jail. Nobody got their money back. And let's just move on. And it's just gotten worse.
Yep, totally. Scott wants to know, is any of the Veltrixa team docs? And you're part of the Veltrixa team, correct?
I'm not in management. I'm not an owner. I was an outside consultant they brought in to take a look at it and to test it around, to kick the tires around because of my experience in tokens and ITOs and ICOs. Dr. Abhishek, if you look up Dr. Abhishek, he is the founding member of Veltrixa. He has won so many different awards for blockchain innovation. It's ridiculous. So,
okay, but it's not anonymous people running it.
No.
Okay, yep, that's maybe what we're looking for. We're used to in crypto. Sometimes it's just but it's Digital Train 5 is running this company, and things like that. But no, this is these are docs people, which doesn't necessarily mean that nothing can happen to it, because we've seen platforms like this have things do happen at times. So again, I just want to say be cautious. You just don't know what's going to happen. So just be cautious. And like you said, pray. I think that's great advice.
Here's the thing. Here's another scam alert. If someone guarantees anything, like Veltrixa isn't guaranteeing a percentage, they're saying they're capping it off. So if anyone guarantees anything, that's for sure a scam. It is a straight out scam. They're not guaranteeing anything. Could we lose all our money? I think in the realm of all possibility, of course. Out of all the things that I've seen out there, how does this compare? This is at the top. This is at the top of the food chain in terms of automated, low entry. I put this at a low risk in the crypto world, right? Now, if I go into the banking world, this turns out as a high risk.
Yeah.
Right. But in the crypto world, for me, this is as good as it gets.
Okay. And Scott, this is a good question. What do you think would be the greatest risk to the platform? What in your mind would be the greatest risk?
Chinese hackers with quantum computing, and they hack everyone's encrypted wallet, which honestly is going to be inevitable. At some point, quantum computing will hack everybody's wallet. There's no way around it. I think
we're gonna have to do another video on this one.
Yeah, but you got 5 years, 6 years, and at some point, quantum computing can hack every encrypted code. So the greatest risk is the computer becoming so smart, and some nefarious, nation decides to go take $1 billion out. But we're not going to go into Veltrixa. So they'll go to Binance first, Kraken, New York Stock Exchange, things like that.
Well, and on most of these platforms, the biggest risk is social engineering. So somebody pretending they're from support and they get somebody pretending they're me and they say, hey, if you give me your password, I'll double your money.
Oh, forget that. I saw something so elaborate. And this is, okay, you want to go to regulated exchanges, Coinbase, one of the most regulated exchanges in the United States. I had this woman, this is a true story. This happened 3 times, 3 separate people. Jiva knows this, he's on the call. They sent, Veltrixa gives you, they create a new wallet address for every deposit, right? So the lady gets the wallet address from Veltrixa, copies it, goes to Coinbase. There was this phishing scam that these tech hackers put their own wallet address on top of the Coinbase, and the money went to their wallet address. And that is a secure, super regulated exchange. So I've seen that happen in real time. The reality is, hackers are going to hack. And the truth is, at this point, with AI and quantum computing, anyone can be hacked. I wish that weren't true, but anyone can.
Yeah. We got a couple more minutes here. We got good questions here. And actually, well, let's ask this, because if we don't get to all the questions, how can we get in contact with the guest if we're interested in asking more questions?
Well, I have I don't know if it's appropriate, but I have a Calendly link. If they want to book a time with me, it's not a problem for me.
You want me to put that in the video if you want me to?
Was that? Yeah. Here's I'm going to give where should I put the link?
If you just want to put it in the chat, there should be a private, or you can email it to me too, and I can put it on the video description.
All right, just put it in there.
Oh, perfect.
You could book a time with me, and a lot of times people want to ask personal questions about their financial situation. I'm not a financial advisor, by the way, right? I'm just a normal guy.
Me either.
Right. So we're not giving advice, but we've been around the block a few times. So you can book a time with me. I think I also gave you a link. I created a site that has like 10 different videos explaining Veltrixa, how to get started, all the different reports, the white paper, the tokenomics. And you can look at that. Like, they're all free videos. You can take a look at it and do your own vetting. And if you still have more questions, you can contact me. It'd be my pleasure to answer your questions. But I'm not going to give you advice, right? So if you're saying, should I do it or how much money, I can't tell you.
Yep.
Right. All I can tell you is if you want to do it, I can show you how to do it. And that's about as far as I can go.
Yep. Amen. And we got someone here. I love Veltrixa. So, yep. Somebody there. And this is a good question by Scott. So he wants to talk about the referral system and the affiliate system, because sometimes that makes people nervous. And I'll just say, with full disclosure, I have not signed up yet. I probably, based on what I'm seeing in the video, what I'm going to do, this is not financial advice. I'm not saying anyone else should do this. I will probably sign up and put a small amount in. For me, it'll probably be like $500 or something like that. Give it a run for a little bit, just kind of make sure I understand how everything's working. And then, see how the first month or a couple months go. At that time, I'll probably consider, okay, it's working pretty well. I'm able to, it's seeming like it's working the way that I thought it would work. I understand how things are working. Then I might consider putting in, okay, let me try putting in, I'll put in $1,000 extra now. That's how I'm personally, I haven't signed up yet. I probably will. So at that time, I'll probably get a referral link and I'll probably put that in the video. And then after a month or two, I might do my own like dedicated video. Just, hey, here's been my experience with Veltrixa up to this point. So full disclosure, but do you want to talk a little bit about the affiliate system or the referral system?
Yeah, there's an affiliate system. That's really not my thing. I'm not a network marketing guy. I'm not an MLM guy. I really avoid these things, especially in the crypto space. And I know I have a biased opinion because I've been scammed. But I do get compensated if you click. I don't think my referral link's in there, or if James does, then I think I get 1.25%. I think.
You have to be referred by someone to get in. Is that correct?
Yes, correct. You have to be referred by someone to get in. So I get 1.25%. And the second level, I think, is 0.5% or something like that. For me, I like, I'm not going to get 10 points anywhere else a month. I'm just not. So I like it. And people are always asking me, what are you doing? What are you investing in? So I'll tell them different silvers, the different companies I'm investing in, different tokens I'm looking at. So the compensation plan, if you're a multi-level marketing guy or a network guy, this compensation plan isn't going to wow you, right? Because they're not paying people out a ton of money on the front end. They're not. And that's what goes wrong with all these MLMs, is they're paying these unreasonable upfront commissions. And so it requires new money to pay for everybody's commission, whereas Veltrixa's compensation plan is going to be a little bit lower. but it's designed that way so that it's there for the long term.
Yeah, and what I don't like in multi-level marketing is when the primary way of making money is referring other people. And
No,
that's
this is not
probably
that. I don't either. Yeah, that's a big red flag for me. Big red flag. For me, most of the people that have come in with Veltrixa are just there to get the 10 points, 15 points. But the truth is, the people in Iran, the people in Peru, the people in India, this multi-level marketing really helps them out a lot, a lot. For
yeah.
Western, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think that answers it pretty well. And again, if you guys have any questions, this is super generous of you to just put your calendar link out there for people. But yeah, if you want to talk with Steve, talk to him about his kingdom work. We didn't get as much. We'll have to have you back on because I'd love to hear more about what you're doing.
You know what I'd love to do? I know I said this before. I'm just going to say it again. I'd love if you have missionaries, if you have ministries, people that need to get funding, right? Because most Christians don't lack vision. They either lack knowledge or the finances. If there's a charity or a missionary that you want to bring on, I'd love to fund them with my own money and give them a Veltrixa package and show you how easy it is. Pretty much anyone. I'll fund up to $2,000-3,000 on one show if you want, just to show you how this works and how easy it is.
That's amazing. I would love that. We just had a missionary who's in the Philippines right now come to church Sunday. So maybe let's hook up again, do a second video to kind of we'll do some more, talk more about kingdom stuff and what you've been up to, because I'm curious what you have seen, and it looks like we got a lot of people on here from other countries and potentially missionaries and things like that. So let's bring you back on. We'll talk through some more of that.
I love it. It's been a real pleasure being on here. I so value your time, and everyone who came on. I know you guys could be doing anything right now. You chose to jump on. I really appreciate that. And blessings to you, James, and Merry Christmas to everyone. And may the peace of God be over all of you.
Thank you so much. And hey, God bless you, audience. I appreciate if you didn't watch the videos, I could not connect with people like Steve. I've been able to meet and connect with so many amazing people, and it's because you guys watch. It's not really that significant for me to get on a camera. Like, that's really nothing. What I need is you guys watching. So I really appreciate that. I love what I do every day here on YouTube. Great connecting with you, Steve. And I was a little bit, I don't know. And then you started talking about the kingdom work you wanted to do. And I was like, okay, I at least want to talk with this guy. I want to meet him. I want to hear what he has to say. So I appreciate your time, and I'm sure we will stay connected and talk more going forward.
Great. Thank you for having me on.
Awesome. Merry Christmas, everyone. God bless you all. Actually, I have another live tomorrow, so I will see some of you there, but we will talk to you later. Have a good rest of your day.